What's up, Alan?
Alan. Didn't sound good.
Hey, what's up, guys? In today's video, Matt and I are gonna be rebuilding this V10 Lamborghini engine. Do I know what I'm doing? No. Does he know? Probably not.
No, not really. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I've never really rebuilt an engine before. I mean, I did when I was I went to like a mechanic school like 15 years ago, and I rebuilt some old Ford engine there, but nah, I don't really know what I'm doing, so wish me luck, I guess.
For starters, we're gonna be removing the rods and pistons. First, we loosen the rod bolts on the end of the rod cap, and we tap them with a dead blow hammer, and then we push the piston out through the deck surface.
My hand once I dropped it, but if I can hold it up there, I can push it out. Oh shit! Are you filming? It's been on this whole time. No way, really? It's got a real kick to it, like an Asiago or something. Or punch. You ever see a pig with horsehair? I want to eat him with Big Jugans. It's the kind of attitude you gotta have when you, because if you don't, that gunk there. Shit. It's all for my intake manifold. And all that ethanol got in the fucking top, it just leaked down and just gunked up everything. One of the pistons over here, hold on, let me find it. See if you can get in on that, in that ring gland there. Look at all like garbage and debris right in between those two rings. Look at that right here, look at this. Dude, I'd have blown this thing up if I'd just ran it. Sweet. There's all 10 rods and pistons out of the engine, guys. We got the rings over here, they're freshly gapped. These ones here. We had a buddy come by from another shop, get the rings for us, and we're gonna get around on the pistons and get them dropped in over here.
Now I'll be cleaning up everything for our friends Ian and Steve, aka The Bummer. They're here to install the piston rings on the pistons and put them back into the block for us. They're from a local shop called Sound Performance, who build some crazy insane MK4 Supras. We'll be definitely putting their info in the description below. So now begins the most tedious process of this whole engine build, cleaning up the old gasket material. This engine does not come with many solid gaskets, so most of the components are sealed with this RVT gasket maker, which leaves a huge mess when it comes time to reseal it all up. Since the block is made of aluminum, we have to be super careful not to scratch or mar any of the mating surfaces. So this took us many hours, but it is very essential. Everything was perfect, so the engine did not leak any oil.
They have no idea what they're doing, especially Mitch. He's just standing there. They only got him there because he's big and he can lift stuff.
Well, back to more cleaning. The front timing cover and head tensioner covers both have a recessed groove for the gasket maker material to fill up to ensure a proper seal. This is great for when you're putting on new RVT, but when removing it from the groove, it's a nightmare. Trust me.
Alright guys, so here's some of the Lamborghini stuff. This is the oil pan, some head studs, front timing cover, head gaskets. I'm going to try to get all this on there tonight. Oil pan's the first order of business. There's no gaskets for any of these, so we got to use liquid gasket material to draw our own little gasket on, and then we'll bring it over here and we'll lay it on top of the bottom of the crank girdle, and hopefully we seal it properly, we get no oil leaks. I never remember what bolts go where, so I'll try to group them in their lengths, and then I'll take the piece they're going in and I'll drop them in, see how they hang, and go from there. I know this is not the smartest way to go about doing it, but I'm a little bit of a hillbilly, so we do what we do. Boom. That's what we call some chutney.
Chutney.
Side of this, so I don't know if coolant goes through that thing, so I want to like kind of block that thing off from being able to go into here.
Now it's time to put the oil pan on. It's far away. It's a long way down.
So far away.
And torque the bolts.
Sorry guys, I don't have a fancy dinger on my torque wrench. It's just a quiet clicker.
We're sealed up.
All right, we're all sealed up. Everything's torqued down for the bottom oil pan and the oil gear drive output shaft. And next we're going to get the front timing cover on. The engine's upside down right now, but we're gonna put it on like this anyways.
Now after applying gasket material to the timing cover, we can slide it onto the front of the block. Make sure it sits nice and flush. If it looks like the timing cover has 150 bolts, well, you're right, and they're all in the most random places. And the heads.
Sealed vessel, then the heads, head studs, head gaskets, heads, timing tensioners, throw the chains on them, cam phasers, check timing, button it all up, back in the car.
Bam.
Man.
So now we're going to thread in the aftermarket ARP head studs. These head studs provide superior clamping force and resistance to the stretching compared to the factory head bolts, which is crucial for maintaining a reliable seal under high cylinder pressures. This will reduce the possibility of lifting the head under boost and also provide a more accurate torque value, ensuring the best seal. Now it's time to put on the head gaskets. Then we'll drop on the driver's side cylinder head. Torque down all the head studs in their proper sequence. And now it's time for the passenger side head.
Video game Tony Hawk.
Now that we torqued both the heads, we can move on to setting the timing for the cams.
Well, yeah, and I just got in this chain tensioner for the driver's side head. This is a brand new one. My other one had a messed up solenoid here, or whatever you want to call that, and it was not holding tension when the engine was turning over, and it was making a clicking sound up here. So I had to get some new ones, and this is actually part numbered out of an Audi B4 from like the mid 2000s. You over there fucking hand? I almost had tragedy. Look at that. I almost missed one there, guys. Thank God we did a count. Okay. She's in number 6. Cam phaser in here. Pull that back a little bit. Let's get her down there. Can you hold that there? All right, that's on the cam, so I'm gonna start this. Bear with me, guys. This is my first time ever doing this. We're in.
Snug. Like a bug.
We still have this pin right here we got to pull that'll release the tensioner. All right, so those are hand tight, and I'm going to back them off about 1/4 of a turn, just so they got a little bit of play in them. All right, so we got a little play in them, chain's a little loose, and now we're going to move on to the passenger side. Yeah, this is the passenger tensioner. It's a little different than that one. The head positioning is just a little different. I don't have any assembly lube, so I'm just using motor oil that I'll put in the engine. Just give her a nice little fat coat on all the shoes here, so the chains can slide on them nice when we put it in there. Woo! Spill a little bit on the table. So let's see. Let me see if I can just sneak this one in. God, the driver's side sucks for everything. The passenger side, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Aha, Mama, we made it. Baby, we made it. Chain up here and around. Now I can go in with it. It's in. So you can't really mess it up. It's got intake written on there.
Let's see.
It's got exhaust written on there, right on the bottom. Right here. You can't really see in there. Sorry if the camera's not grabbing this, guys. It says intake there, it says exhaust there, with nice 4 little Audi rings. So that's how you know you should be able to find these phasers located in another engine somewhere at some time. The only time when you got to go to Lamborghini Direct for stuff is when you see this logo on it right here. That means it's going to be expensive, unnecessarily expensive. But when you see the 4 little rings, you can go, whew. Audi's got to have these for something else, because Audi doesn't usually make a part for one small application. They like to parts bin their stuff, or Volkswagen, I should say. Why? Because they're smart. I'm hand tight. I'm gonna back these off another 1/8. All you really want to do is back them off just so you get this little bit of wiggle in them. That's all. All right, bing, bing, boom. We're going to take this tool right here. It's going to go sit on top of the phaser here. It'll sit there. We're going to take another torque wrench and we're going to torque this to 40 Newton meters and hold it. And I'm going to come in and I'm going to tighten these down to 60 Newton meters. Here. Damn, did I get it first shot? Wow. We're up to 40. Holding at 40. 60.
60. Now we're gonna go from right to left, on the driver's side to the passenger side, exhaust, intake, intake, exhaust, and we're gonna torque all these down to 80 Newton meters.
So we had a camera malfunction. We weren't able to record the final step, which is an additional 90 degrees rotation on each phaser. Now that the engine is all timed up, we can seal the heads and close this block up. First we put on the valve cover gaskets, which fortunately for us, weren't RVT. Then the valve covers next. Then lastly, the front timing tensioner covers to finish the job. Well, there she is, the sealed long block, ready for some accessories.
Now I'm about to start putting on some of the accessories. First things first, I got the oil pump here. The oil pump bolts up to here, 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 and here, I believe. It's got a shaft on the back of the oil pump that slides onto this little auxiliary shaft with this little coupler. We got the oil pump on, like I explained earlier. This is the AC compressor. This also does not run on a belt. It runs off of a prop shaft that's run off the auxiliary drive trains like we've seen earlier in the front timing shaft here. Slipper in the shaft hole there, line the splines up. Get her in there, let's go get it. Get in there, girl. There we go, she in. And then you just take this little guy, you'll slide this guy over here. Little dust boot, I just put a zip tie around there so it doesn't go nowhere. AC compressor's hooked up then. This is the engine mount for the driver's side on here. Get some bolts in lined up. It's pretty cool, it's got a cutaway back here for that prop shaft to run through for the AC. Like right here, we got another drive spline that is pulled off of the back of the oil pump here. It's got like a gear and a gear. And this has a shaft that drives the water pump that mounts in front here. Pretty cool. What am I fighting? Fighting this. What do we got going on here? Have I got the wrong manifold on here? I had the exhaust the wrong way, guys. Sorry about that. All right, guys, we got the engine all together here for the most part. We got most of the accessories on the driver's and passenger side. Everything that I can put on it while it's on the engine stand. We need to put the intake manifold on top here now. I'll throw the clutch on it, and then it'll come off, and I'll put it on a skid, and I'll finish out the front of the engine. I'll put the water pump on and thermostat assembly, and then throw the harness on it, and she'll be ready to go in. So I'm torquing down my clutch right now in a star pattern here. I run a tilt and quad carbon clutch, and this is the worst clutch in the world. It's great for like motorsports, but for street driving, it's absolute hot garbage. This is the lower runner on the intake manifold for the Lambo. There's one on each side. Get some fresh O-rings on the bottom of them. And we're gonna take these over here. Gonna stay in there. All right, they're sitting there. This is one of the front snouts on one of the plenums here, and I got this little groove in here
I got these from a buddy, and he didn't have any kind of O-rings for it, so I just bought this rubber O-ring strip, and I kind of get it a little bit tight in here. And then I'll run a little line around.
Tell you what.
When we get it to the end, let me grab and we will take both ends, and I'll just snip them even. And I'll push these like this. I'll get a little more overhang out of this. I'll push this one to where it kind of meets here where I'm happy. And what I'll do is I'll take that gray sealant you've seen me use, and I'll put a dab there to tie the beginning of this down. And I'll pull this tight, snip it, and dab that, and the gray sealant will seal the O-ring around here.
He's saucing it up, ladies. He's saucing it up. We'll walk around here, a little preview action before she goes in. She's all tooted and booted.
She's dressed and pressed. A little smudge on the top of the manifold there.
Nobody
Oh,
knows.
give me a second here.
There you go.
How about now?
Oh, damn. It's got chocolate over it now.
My fucking head.
What the hell?
All right, there she is, all dressed up, ready to drop back in the car. It was a busy couple days, but should be all good to go now. It's quite a cool little package once it's sitting there.
Well, that's it for today's video, guys. As you can see, we got the Lambo engine back together for the most part.
Yeah, everything went together pretty well. I didn't have any excess of spare bolts laying around, so it seems like we got everything in the right spot. We rotated the engine over a good deal of times. After we set the timing, we relocked the cams and crank multitude of times after we rotated it to make sure nothing went out of timing. And yeah, everything seems all right now. We'll find out, I guess, when it fires up, which should be in the next video. The next video should just be us assembling the car, getting everything ready to go, and hopefully turning it on and everything works. So, you know.
You'll find out. Also, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button for us, guys, and we'd appreciate it if you like this video and hit the notification bell so you can get updates when we post this video. Thanks.
Oh.
Thanks.
Bye.
Peace.